So it's been about a week and a half since Bravely Default 2 was revealed at the Game Awards. I initially did a quick analysis video speculating what the game would be about based on what I saw, but now that I've had some more time to think about it and discuss my thoughts with others, I have a group of theories I want to share with you guys today. Now remember that all this is speculation, don't take anything I say for certain, but other than that, let's get into it. Of all the theories so far, my personal favorite, and the one that I put the most faith and credibility into, is the false ending theory. I made mention of this one while picking through the reveal, but after doing a little more thinking about it, this feels like one of the more reasonable concepts as to what is really going on. The whole idea behind this is that Bravely Default 2 is actually a sequel to Bravely Default 1's false ending, where Anya's and crew destroy a crystal and only slay Eri, not Ouroboros. There's a few cases to support this claim. First, bear in mind that there are a near infinite number of Luxendarks existing simultaneously, so this could just be one of those worlds where the false ending took place and not the true ending. This would then answer the question involving both the subtitle and what happened to Bravely Second. That game is simply the continuation of the true ending story, considering the fact that it follows up on those events. Therefore, it makes sense that this is called Bravely Default 2 and not Bravely Third, since Bravely Third should be Bravely Second's continuation, and then Bravely Default 3 would be the false ending universe's continuation. There's also the point of the new girl, whose name appears to be GLOLIA or GLORIA, holding onto what looks like a crystalline core. This little room at the beginning also looks similar to a crystal temple, and if I may be so bold, this platform almost looks like a broken and burnt up crystal base. It's a little bit of a stretch, but I see it myself in that. So with this, the plot could likely be that the world is now out of balance, considering the fact that one of the 4 pillars of nature was destroyed, and this band of heroes must create a new crystal in the old one's stead. If this is the case, then it could very well explain who this is. It could actually be Denny Genioja, KAISER Oblivion. Here's my case for it. If this is taking place during the false ending continuation, then having a crystal destroyed would completely ruin Denny's plans with the Empire, since he needs all 4 of them to summon the Holy Pillar so he can use the space-time compass to complete his goals. So perhaps this is him in disguise, trying to help the group rebuild the crystal so that he can get back to his plans as soon as possible. And this might even be more of a stretch, but his sword arm is pretty well hidden or covered during the one scene we get showing all the characters off, so there's that. The theory I pushed the most during my quick analysis was about the game's subtitle, but I will reiterate it here. As we all know, each Bravely game so far is known for messing with its subtitles during some point in the game, with Default changing Flying Fairy to Lang Airy, and Bravely Second going from End Layer to Send Player, and then, yeah, the most meta cutscene in gaming probably. So when I saw that they decided to use Roman numerals for the subtitle, my brain immediately went to the idea that another I is going to be added to it at some point in the game to make it Bravely Default 3 or Bravely Third. It would probably be when the Plainswardens make an appearance and connect the games based on Second's cliffhanger ending, which means that this theory could also work with the false ending theory as well. Somebody else's theory points out that this could be a pause button, which would be funny, but also possible. Recall that the world was on pause when it reached the end layer during Chapter 4 of Bravely Second, and I've heard another theory that says it's actually the number 11, which would be really weird, but we'll just have to see. From here, the theories are going to be more note-based and a little bit looser, so let's just go right through them. Now, this, in my opinion, is a less likely theory, unless there's a time skip in this game, since there's only been 6 years between Second and 2's releases, because the games seem to keep in time with the release dates of the real-world titles. But let's go through this quickly. This is Anya's and Tiz's kid, this one is Ringabel and Adia's, and this girl is Yu and Magnolia's. That's it, that's all I've heard, that's the most likely scenarios if these are their kids. Moving on. Okay, so I already discussed one possibility involving Denny in the false ending continuation, but let's look at another. Now, as we saw in Bravely Second, Denny sacrificed himself to take Diamante to the edge of time so that it couldn't be a threat any longer. However, we did make contact with him once more after that, during the send player cutscene, which I would assume to mean that he's reachable. So perhaps there's a possibility that the Plains Warden, seeing his bravery and selflessness as a sign that he's no longer a bad guy, traveled to the edge of time, saved him and plucked him away from the fight with Diamante, and brought him into their ranks. So who knows, this could be Denny the Plains Warden watching over this party, waiting for Ring a Bell or whoever to appear so he can give his report on the situation. This theory is my least favorite and one that I doubt for a few reasons, but basically it says that Bravely Default 2 is not a direct sequel. It is barely, if not at all, connected to the originals other than gameplay, and that's an entirely new game separate from the other two. While I doubt it due to the numerous loose ends that Second set up and the unpredictability of Asano and staff, Nintendo does describe this game as a new world, a new story, and an original JRPG. I'm not ruling this theory out, but I'm not very happy about it either, and I'd be very upset if this was the truth. So the new protagonist appears to be named Gloria, or GLOLIA, or something, I don't know. What strikes me about her appearance is that she looks significantly similar to Ophelia, even in costume design. And she definitely doesn't look like Sylvie, so that ain't her. So could this be Ophelia's descendant? Is this finally where Octopath Traveler is going to tie into Bravely? I mean, what about all the art with Bravely and Octopath characters together? Or the way that if Ostera underwent some continental drift, you can kinda get the world map of Luxembourg from Bravely 2nd. Am I gonna get an answer as to why Olberg's last name is fucking Eisenberg, or are we just gonna ignore that forever? Yeah, okay. The Sword of the Brave was one of the lesser touched on topics in Bravely 2nd, and everyone always thought it was going to be the focus of Bravely 3rd, since the Japanese characters for 3rd and Sword are really similar, and so someone thought that a title transition would happen regarding this. So since Yoko made an illusion of it in Geyser Grotto to taunt you, there's one of two options. Either the sword has the power to move on its own, or someone has claimed it. Maybe even Ring a Bell based on his statement at the end of 2nd. Or maybe that's what he'll try to do. But as far as we are aware, the Sword of the Brave is no longer in Geyser Grotto. It is somewhere. But that aside, someone in my Discord noticed a very interesting little tidbit of information. Riza Hydra was going through the Bravely Default art book, and he found a very interesting comment concerning the Sword of the Brave's design, specifically talking about how the Roman numeral for 3 was implemented into it. This is way too specific to not mean anything. At least, so I think. And that is all the thoughts I currently have. So which of these seem the most feasible to you? Which sound like a load of crap? Do you have any different theories regarding Bravely Default 2? Share them with me here, in the comments, or on Twitter, or come join my Discord. All the links will be in the description. As for me, I will be keeping a close eye for more information as always, so those of you who are new, make sure to subscribe for future news on the Bravely series. Thanks for watching, I'll see you soon.